All initial opinions are this is genuine. What you're about to see may disturb you.
My pronouns are she, her, they, them, or your grace. My eyes are tattooed. My nose is a piercing. I identify as a threat, a nightmare, and a goddess, so please bow down to me. I do not believe in God, I don't worship the devil, but yes, I am a Satanist, which means I am my own god and I worship myself. Thank you. Have a good day.
What the hell is even that?
And there you have it, folks. That person we just heard from freely admitted to being their own god and worshiping themselves. And I'm assuming that's the case with the vast majority of people we see here on these TikToks and video clips and such. Hence the massive amounts of self-centeredness and narcissism we see in these videos day in and day out. It's sad, really. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a pretty crazy Clown World update for you guys today. I've been off a few days. I had a bunch of family stuff going on. Fun stuff, though. Basketball games and birthday parties. However, it's time to get back to business and get you guys all caught up in the happenings of Clown World. So with very little time to waste, let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this is Melissa Poulton. Now, Melissa Poulton is a Green Party candidate over in the UK. Now, Melissa is a biological man who identifies as a trans woman and also calls himself a very proud lesbian. And one could only assume Melissa uses the ladies' restroom, right?
Who the f*** do you think you are, you crazy little shit?
Now let's stick with the UK Green Party candidate Melissa Poulton for just one more minute, because this little snippet of an interview is fascinating. Now people have questions, so the BBC asked Melissa about comments, well, transphobic comments, because keep in mind, the photo compilation I just showed you guys had a before and after transition. Now the before transition was just in 2022. So Melissa lived most of his life as a man, then just a year ago transitioned as a trans woman who is a proud lesbian. And as I stated, people have questions. Is this guy trolling us? What the hell's going on? And this is Melissa's response. Roll it.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it is a transphobic comment. It's dog whistling. At the finest, you know, it's gaslighting, it's everything. By attacking a minority group, it's just, yeah, you know, it's a shame.
God damn it, are you f***ing with me?
So there you have it. If you question Melissa Poulton, who very recently transitioned and is now a trans woman and proud lesbian, that's just transphobic dog whistling and gaslighting. Anyway, let's keep this party rolling with everybody's favorite paid establishment shill, Harry. Harry, roll it.
You know, it's actually so frustrating when people are like, oh, the Democrats are trying to scare you into voting for Joe Biden when they call Donald Trump a dictator, or they're trying to fearmonger about Trump. He's not actually going to be a dictator. And it's like, number one, do you hear yourself? And number two, not at all. Nobody's trying to scare you into voting for Joe Biden. It's just the truth. Just listen to the things that Donald Trump has been saying recently. In a recent Fox News town hall, Donald Trump said on day one, if he's elected, he will be a dictator. At a recent speech, he said that he's waging an all-out war on American democracy. And we all saw him try to overturn the election in 2020 illegally. Donald Trump started his campaign by saying, I will be your retribution.
Good.
Does that sound like someone who's going to use power responsibly? Or does that sound like someone who's going to use power for their own personal benefit and go after people they don't like? Because to me, it sounds like the latter. Donald Trump is an existential threat to America. He is dangerous. This is not trying to scare you. It's the truth. Just listen to Donald Trump's own words. It's just the truth.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're enjoying the videos, you like the content, you want to help support the channel, and you want to piss off libs like the young lad Harry, grabbing one of these t-shirts is a great way to do it. Now, I recently dropped the prices on all the t-shirts pretty substantially, so if you wanted to get a t-shirt before but thought, well, they're a little too expensive, or you have a liberal friend or family member that you still need to get a gift for this holiday season, now is the perfect time to do it. So I will put a link to the t-shirts in the description box below. We have this Revenge Tour 2024 t-shirt and several other very cool designs you can check out as well.
Nice. Very nice.
All right, next up. So this person just came out to their family through a text message, of course, as non-binary? What? Roll it.
I just sent a text to my whole family telling them that I'm non-binary and that I only use they, them pronouns. And I'm really nervous for how they're going to respond.
Nobody cares! Nobody cares! Nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares! Nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares! Nobody cares!
Now, you guys remember earlier in the video when I said most of these people are extremely self-centered and have narcissistic traits? Well, that was a perfect example. Why does that person think that their family's going to give a flying that they're non-binary and use they, them pronouns? Their family's probably going to say, we don't know what the hell you're talking about, so we'll just go on calling you what we've been calling you your whole life. Anyway, next up, so this is an elementary school teacher, so keep that in mind as you listen to this. Elementary school, what? 10 years old tops? Roll it.
Teachers, make your classroom LGBTQ plus inclusive from the very first day. This is tip number 8, so go back in my profile for other tips. I talked about assessing your language in another tip, but this one's all about like classroom practice. Are you lining up your students into boy and girl lines? And remember, when you do that, if a kid doesn't particularly identify strongly with either of those, it makes them have to kind of choose something that isn't true to them. So find other ways to line up or group your kids. It could be by their student numbers. It could be by their birthday months. Get creative, have fun with it, and you don't need to always center gender in your classroom.
The f*** is wrong with you?
So that teacher must think there are a bunch of 8, 9, and 10-year-olds running around out there that identify as non-binary or gender fluid, right? Right? I personally think those kind of teachers should be let go immediately because we're about to see what happens to kids that come out of classrooms like that, where they just focus on social justice. Now, I have no context to this next clip. I don't know where this is. I don't know who these people are. I don't know why it looks like it was filmed on a potato, but it's about a 4-minute clip. I'm only going to play about a minute of it, but listen to what this young fella says. It's ridiculous. Roll it.
My name is Royce, and my poem is titled White Boy Privilege. Dear women, I'm sorry. Dear black people, I'm sorry. Dear Asian Americans, dear Native Americans, dear immigrants who come here seeking a better life, I'm sorry. Dear everyone who isn't a middle or upper class white boy, I'm sorry. I have started life at the top of a ladder while you were born on the first rung. I say now that I would change places with you in an instant, but if given the opportunity, would I? Probably not, because to be honest, being privileged is awesome. I'm not saying that you and me on different rungs of the ladder is how I want it to stay. I'm not saying that any part of me has for a moment even liked it that way. I'm just saying that I fucking love being privileged and I'm not ready to give that away.
That's just self-centered and racist. You need to shut the f*** up.
All right, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. Now, most of the time in these clips when we see people with elf ears, they're just prosthetic elf ears. They're fake. However, this young lady has carved up her ears to make real elf ears. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by, we have 2 YouTube channels today. The first sponsor is the YouTube channel Rogue Agency Gaming. That is a father and son gaming channel. Second sponsor of today's video is the YouTube channel Clown World Explained. So thank you both so much for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate the support. Now, I will link both of those channels in the description box below, so after this video, if you want to go check them out, I'm sure they would greatly appreciate the support. So, Rogue Agency Gaming and Clown World Explained are today's video sponsors. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Alright, get this off the screen, please. It's making my head hurt. Oof.
You look ridiculous.
Alright, next up. So recently we have seen this emerging phenomenon where these people make TikToks and claim to have been misgendered or dead named at a doctor's office or hospital. Well, the trend continues, except this one gets really dark. Roll it.
So yesterday did not go well. I had a consult with the doctor about a non-emergent cosmetic procedure. And the very first thing he says to me when he enters the room is, "Hi, Blake," my preferred name, so he knew it. And then he said, "You know, I like dead name better, but that's just me." I continued with the appointment without saying anything, just for a bit, so I could kind of gather my thoughts on the situation. And towards the end of the consult, I felt that I needed to, say something. Literally, all I said was, "I would like to address something that made me slightly uncomfortable. Whenever you said that you like dead name better, I would caution you against doing that in the future with patients with preferred names, because there can be reasons why people change those names, and it can be very upsetting to those patients." He then replied with, "I would caution you, because I'm an outspoken German man and I say what I think." I told him his response was inappropriate and that I would like a referral. And he then weaponized my medical history as means to refuse care. There's more that he said and did that was extremely inappropriate, but I cannot discuss all of that right now before I talk to some people.
What the hell are you talking about?
Alright guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of, I believe it's MSNBC's Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, but I don't watch the mainstream media news program, so I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, she is interviewing Republican Senator Mitt Romney, who is a part of the Uniparty establishment, and she asks him if there is any evidence that Joe Biden has committed any crimes, and he is about to lie to you straight-faced on national television. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting crazy out there, so please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Have you seen any evidence that President Biden has committed high crimes and misdemeanors?
No, I don't see any evidence of that at all. I think before you begin an impeachment inquiry, you ought to have some evidence, some inclination that there's been wrongdoing, and so far there's nothing of that nature that's been provided.
F***ing liar!
And you ain't black.